हरि ओम। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीं प्रपन्नपारिजाताय तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Bhagavad Gita, a conversation with God daily. Today, chapter 2, shloka number 59. विषया विनिवर्तन्ते निराहारस्य देहिनः रसवर्जं रसोऽप्यस्य परं दृष्ट्वा निवर्तते. Yesterday we saw that just like how a tortoise draws inside all its organs whenever it is in some sort of a danger, similarly Jnani, he draws all his senses inside. All his senses are under his control. And having controlled all his senses, he is totally established in Atma. Again, today, Krishna continues. Just because you control all your senses doesn't mean you have totally overcome your desire for something. You actually want to become very slim, so you go on a diet. You refrain from certain things. You don't eat that at all. You are under so much control. And after a few days, having controlled your senses like this, you reach a stage where once you see that particular dish, you eat more than you used to eat before. You just keep eating it. Oh, I didn't eat it for so long. Wherever you go, I'll have an ice cream. I'll have an ice cream. I'll have an ice cream. I didn't eat it for so long. So, controlling the senses just doesn't mean you have totally overcome the desire. Anyone who does some tapas, he succeeds in controlling his senses. But the actual desire itself totally gets destroyed only when you attain jnana. Till then, the basic desire, it cannot be destroyed. It is very difficult to destroy that desire. You have a sannyasi, and why do you say that young women should not be found near sannyasis? They should not do any sort of service for sannyasis. Why? Because the sannyasi is supposed to control his senses, and the proximity to a young woman may kindle his desires, and it may cause him to go astray from his ascetic oaths. So, Only when you attain that total wisdom, you are 100% free from desires. Next shloka. Yatato hyapi kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. Krishna further says, even a very capable person, even if he tries to control his senses actually are not controlled. It just goes after various objects. I should not watch TV. I should not watch TV. I should not watch TV. We keep saying, but we are not able to control our desires, and if we don't watch TV for 3 or 4 days, the 5th day we end up watching right from morning till night. So, by force, the senses actually, they run after various things. So, we need not feel bad that Krishna is saying all these things about Astita Prajna. When will I become Astita Prajna? I don't think I'll be able to do it. No, you need not feel bad, because for whoever it is very difficult. That is what Krishna says here. The most capable person also, he fails. His senses are not under his control. Yet by force, it actually runs after various desires. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha vashehi yasyendriyani tasya prajna pratisthita. Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asita matparaha. And still, if one is able to control his senses, who is able to do that? Matparaha. One who is totally devoted to me, Krishna says. One who is totally devoted to me. Krishna will take care of me. My Prabhu. He will see to it that my senses are under control. He will take care of me. And one who feels, I am Krishna himself. I am Sakshat Krishna. So, how can I come under the control of any senses? So, one who is like that, totally devoted to Krishna, he alone can control his senses. Only he can succeed in controlling his senses. His intelligence is totally established in the Brahman. You see, in Ambarisha Charitram, you all must be knowing that story. Durvasa comes to King Ambarisha's place, and it is a Dwadasi. So, he says he will come back for Dwadasi Parana, and he goes for doing his Anushtana. And by the time he returns, it is very late. So, Ambarisha actually partakes little bit of Tirtham, just Tirtham, nothing else. And this Durvasa Maharshi, he gets so angry, and he actually sends a bhuta towards Ambarisha. Ambarisha must be frightened, right? He should run, save me, save me, save me. This bhuta, it is actually coming after me. Please save me, please save me. But what did Ambarisha do? He just thought, oh my Lord, if at all I have committed any mistake, then let me be punished for that. It is your wish whether I should remain alive or whether I should be killed by this bhuta. It is your wish. Whatever you feel is right, you do. Ambarisha just stood praying to God. Now what happened? Durvasa actually committed a mistake. So now the bhuta, what happened? It was now turned towards Durvasa only. The Lord's chakra, it started going after Durvasa Maharishi. Now Durvasa Maharishi should just remain calm, right? When God's chakra itself is coming after me, then I should definitely have committed a mistake. So if that's God's will, let me be killed by his chakra. That is what the great Rishi must think. But what he did, he started running. Save me, save me, save me. Oh Indra, please save me. He ran to Indra. Indra asked, what? Lord Vishnu's chakra. Oh, please don't come here. Please don't come here. You can just leave. Don't bring any problem to me. No, just don't enter my world at all. Just go. Then Durvasa runs to Brahmaloka. Lord Brahma says, no, it is Vishnu's chakra, so I cannot do anything. Even Shiva cannot do anything. Lord Shiva also cannot do anything. You better go to only Lord Vishnu. Durvasa is Lord Shiva's devotee. So he thought, oh my Lord, he will do something for me. He then runs to Kailasha. Lord Shiva also says, no, I cannot do anything. Finally, he comes to Lord Vishnu only. And Lord Vishnu says, go ask for Ambarisha's forgiveness. Then only my chakra will stop going after you. So like this the story goes. The thing is, Ambarisha, who is a great king, he is the emperor, great emperor, and he has been living in total luxury. He never had the necessity to control his senses. All pleasures at his doorstep. And he got the thought, it's God's wish whether I live or whether I die. But at the same time, this Durvasa, who is a great tapasvi, he has been controlling his senses always. He is unable to give up his body consciousness. He is frightened of death. He just starts running. Why? So, Asita Matparaha, one who is devoted to God, he is able to control his senses easily. By God's grace, he is able to control his senses. His desires are brought under control easily. So, it is devotion towards him. That is the path to overcome one's desires. We'll stop with this for today. We'll continue tomorrow.